Mongoose 3.
So it's really moments like this, moments of adversity that kind of shape your character. However, in the moment, it's so easy to let it get to you mentally. And I'm just refusing to let that happen. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, go watch my last video. I explained the situation I'm in. I'm currently homeless, and I got approved to drive DoorDash so I could at least have food. That my car broke down about 4 hours in. So that plan is kind of out the window. I'm fortunate enough to where right before my car broke down, I was able to rack up $76, which is gonna feed me for about 25 days, which is huge because yesterday I had 20 cents in my bank account, and now I have $76.22. Actually, minus $3 because I did buy milk today, so I could at least have some calories coming in. Because yesterday I didn't eat. I didn't have any money for food. I mean, it's moments like that it's so easy to let them get to your mental state of mind. And no matter how mentally tough you are, those thoughts of doubt still come into your head. It's kind of just a matter of how you react to them. You can't let them absorb you. Otherwise, you're just gonna be out of it, man. Like you gotta maintain hope. Otherwise, you're just gonna accept that this is your life now and stop taking steps to get out of the situation you're in. Because this is a shitty fucking situation, right? Now, it's shitty. It's not gonna kill me, but it's shitty. I could just live like this, kill pigeons and eat them, and I'd be absolutely fine. Before like the modern ages, people were just living just like this. Everyone was fucking homeless, right? Unless you lived in like some empire or something, you were probably homeless, or you lived under a moss tent. It's really not the end of the fucking world. However, in this day and age, if you're not striving to get out of this ancient way of living, then it's so easy to accept that this is your reality now, because once you do it for a little bit, it's really not that fucking hard. The hardest part is mentally accepting it, but once you mentally accept it, the day-to-day life isn't fucking hard, right? Pigeons are easy to fucking catch. You put some bread down and you snatch them up, break their neck. That's it. There's your meal. Right? It's not hard to live like this. But before you actually accept that, it's very hard to deal with the mental stuff, because I think I'm very mentally strong, but even sometimes this stuff gets to me, right? It's easy to let it get to you, but it's kind of how you react that will shape your mindset. So I actually view this kind of thing as a good thing. That's how I view adversity, right? And now I will say I am pretty numb to all that kind of stuff. But regardless, adversity is what creates strong men. There's not a strong man out there who, hasn't faced some sort of adversity, right? And if they haven't, then chances are they're not strong. There's no telling how someone's going to react until you put them in a situation, right? There's no predicting that, because you could sit there behind a screen and say, oh, I would do this, I would do this, I would do this, right? Now, some of it might be good advice, but until you're actually in the situation, you can't really predict how you would react to those circumstances. Once it becomes real, that's when you can show if you have heart or not. Because a lot of people haven't experienced being evicted, but basically a sheriff shows up at your door and says you have 5 minutes to get your things. And that's not like you have 5 minutes, but I'll give you an hour to get it out. No, they put a timer on their phone saying you got to be out in 5 minutes, and you got to run around, grab everything you can in those 5 minutes, and then doors locked. So in the span of 5 minutes, you go from having a roof over your head, a place to call home, an address, to having nothing, right? Except whatever you could grab in 5 minutes. And then for me, I put it all in my car, right? Drove to a 7-Eleven parking lot and just sat there for about an hour, just staring at the cars. That's it. That's your new reality now, right? So you're put in a position where you have to determine if you're going to accept that reality and just go about living your life in this new reality, or if you're going to say, nah, fuck this. I'm in this position because of my lack of action over the past couple months, right? So that's what it comes down to. Either you're going to accept this new reality as your new way of life, or you're going to actually try and get out of the situation you're in, right? So that's the route I chose, obviously. You know, failure is not an option at all. Not an option at all. So the way I look at adversity right now is it sucks. It sucks in the moment, right? It takes a huge mental toll on you. You kind of don't know what's next, and it's so easy to get caught up in that. But once you're out of it, you're going to become stronger, and that's something you can't buy. That's something you can only get through living through adversity. So the point I'm at right now where I'm struggling is I always have a plan. I always figure out a way out of situations. And right now it's just hard to come up with some next step or something to do, because all I had today was time with nothing to do. I have all this time, but I can't figure out an avenue to make money. And I literally sat at a park for like 5 hours just thinking, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I have all this time and no money. So it's just really fucking hard right now because I don't know the next step. And there's always a way out. I just have to figure out what that is and then act on that. But I'm at the point right now where all I can really do is brainstorm and come up with a plan. But I'm just struggling because there's just an immense lack of resources. I'm always hungry. But that's no excuse, because it's only a matter of time before I figure out an avenue that I can dedicate my time to. And then I can go all in on that. So you gotta kind of look at, you know, not what you don't have, but what you do have, right? So right now I do have time. I have unmatched ambition right now, because you got to understand, when you have a comfortable life, which I've had in the past, I've made a lot of money early on, and you know, I've lived through being comfortable, basically polar opposite of this. And when you have a lot to lose, you tend to take a lot less risk. But the position I'm in now, I have nothing to lose. And that puts me in the best position possible to achieve my goals, because it's no longer about, oh, I want this car, I want this watch, right? This is about fucking survival for me. Quite literally, to put food on my plate, right? So I don't starve, right? That's what this is about. So this isn't about ambition anymore. This is about survival. So I'm in a position right now where my risk tolerance is super high. And that's a dangerous fucking place, but it can also be very rewarding. So you don't get put in these positions very often. A lot of people don't get put in these positions at all, where you can risk everything because you have nothing to lose. So it's really just putting your hustler's mentality to the ultimate test. Situations like these separate the losers from the winners, and I'm not a fucking loser. I have the mindset of a killer right now. So there's two people in this world, right? You got the people who cut the throats and the people who get their throats cut. And I don't know about you, but I don't want my fucking throat cut. So I'm going to do whatever it takes to be the one cutting the throats so I can escape this fucking situation.